Welcome back. Today we will explore the best part of Faydwer in my opinion. We will be starting here at Felwithe. Then we will move into the greater Faydark. We'll take a look at Crushbone. We'll go over and take a look at the Badlands and the Elzerian Lake, the Steamfont Mountains, the Dragonscale Hills, Ak'Anon, and finally the Mushroom Islands. Well, here we are in northern Felwithe. We just got off the ship taken from the Timoris Deep, and we will be heading off into the greater Faydark momentarily. First, we will take a look at the foundations of northern Felwithe. This is the city of the High Elves. It's going to have a building style in it that I haven't really done, but I'm looking forward to do. And some of you will probably recognize the layout of it if you played EverQuest before. The Paladin Guild will be down beneath this hill, and I think the Cleric Guild is over here, and the Shop of All Hollows is around here. Maybe it's over there. I think the bank is around here. But anyway, we will take a look at southern Felwithe also while we're here. Of course, southern Felwithe, the zone connection for that is actually over here, but geographically speaking, they did that wrong. There's no other way to say that than they just did it wrong. Because southern Felwithe has to be south of northern Felwithe, obviously, which means that southern Felwithe is over here. And it is, of course, in a crater, and there's going to be a tunnel that goes to it, and there's going to be several guilds plopped around here. I think 3 or 4 guild houses, plus a central one in the middle here. But let's go over this way and go off here into the greater Faydark. The greater Faydark. It is probably my favorite zone in all of EverQuest. At least I have the most fondest memories of it, because that's the zone where I first leveled up, fighting the orc pawns and the giant wasps and the treants and everything. I think I had a heck of a time trying to find a mature Arborian in this forest. But for this, I have chosen a very special kind of tree out of a tree pack that I found off of Planet Minecraft. And, I mean, just look at the place. If this doesn't look like the best version of the Greater Faydark, then I don't know what does. And of course, this is the largest forest in Norrath. This is the home of the Wood Elves, and the city of Kellethan is located in the branches up here somewhere. I think it's quite further over here, but I'm looking forward to that. One of these trees, or probably several of these trees, I will pick and build the platforms, and we will have the Faydark city of Kellethan located here. And let's actually head over to Camp Crushbone, or Clan Crushbone, and take a look at that, because I also spent quite a lot of time in Crushbone fighting the orcs and the Orcish Emperor and the Dark Elvish Ambassador Divin. And it's going to be up this river a ways. I think I'm going down the right river. And over around this way. I think I need to go around the bend here and take a right. And that should bring me to Crushbone. Should be up around here somewhere. There should also be a road. Yep, there's the road. I think I've navigated successfully. Yes, I have. And here we are. Camp Crushbone. We will have the Emperor's Fortress and the Orcish Castle and the tents and everything around here. This is, of course, the Wood Elves are forever fighting off the Crushbone orcs that have infested themselves in this area of Faydwer. And I think from here, I will fly back over the canopy, and we will head down to the Elzerian Lake. And here we are coming to the mouth of the river from the Elzerian Lake. And we have some suitably elven-themed trees that I've made. Well, I've made partial of them. I found them in a pack and I modified them to be suitable for what I was looking for here. We'll go across the lake here. Got some sea life down there, some kelp. And up here we have the entire lake is surrounded by these fascinating purple trees with light sources hanging down. And they're partially made of a couple of colors of glass and stained terracotta. And I thought they really suited this region rather well. I'm quite happy with how these have come out. Sort of a counterbalance to the greater Faydark over there. We have the green forest to the north, and to the south we have a slightly more refined and enchanted elven woodland. Of course, this lake is in the dominion of the High Elves, the Coda Doll. And their dominion extends all the way south, partially through the Steamfont Mountains, until we get to the land of the gnomes. But we are not going to go there just yet. We're going to take a little detour over to the Badlands. Now this on the map it's a place that's clearly has to be on the map, but it was not a zone in the game, and it's not labeled as anything. So I don't actually have a name for it. As you might notice in Faydwer, one of the problems with doing this in 3 dimensions is that some of the zone connections they made inside the game itself are just wrong. Like they have the Lesser Faydark, it should be between Butcher Block and Greater Faydark. I mean, it just geographically has to be that way, but when they were doing the zone connections, they cut corners, and I guess it didn't talk to the art department, and they got it wrong. And here we are in the Badlands. Let's raise the sun. And here we are in the Badlands. This is a mesa type area. And it's fairly dry, but it's not desert-like quite. There is a stream that goes down through the middle of it here, with some acacia trees along the riverbanks. I thought about adding some palm trees to this, which I may still do, but for the moment it's just acacia. And they actually look like acacia trees, unlike the standard Minecraft ones. And this empties out of the middle of the large lakes on Faydwer. I don't think this lake has a name either. Like the whole region doesn't really have a name, as I've said, so I'm sure we'll come up with something whenever we get around to building something out here. It's pretty much a blank canvas as far as lore and the game goes. But there's a little island out here I want to put some sort of building on. And it's also a rather large lake too. I think it might actually be the largest lake in Faydwer. Of course, it is freshwater lake. And it has plants in it as well, and it is surrounded pretty much by mountains and sort of medium evergreen type trees around here. But let's go down this road here, and I will jump cut and pick up on the other side, and we will take the road to Ak'Anon. So here we are at the other side of the mountain road, which takes us back to the Elzerian Lake. And then we will turn south from here and enter the Steamfont Mountains and the Dragonscale Hills. We're currently now entering the Steamfont Mountains, presumably named that because there is geothermal activity around here producing steam, which is of course convenient for the gnomes. That's probably why they set up shop here, because they can use the geothermal energy to power their many devices. And we'll head along the coast here, down the southern spine of the Steamfont Mountains, which extend over quite a large chunk of Faydwer, actually. They're very extensive. And I think just over these peaks, we should see Ak'Anon coming into view. And the road to Ak'Anon should be down here somewhere. There will be all sorts of clockwork and robotic contraptions around here, and who knows what else that's been built by the gnomes. I think as far as if you want a sort of steampunk area of Norrath, it's going to be this one. It's probably what I'm going to go with for this, which is going to be interesting because I've never done that style. And I think we need to hang a right here. And this will take us over to Ak'Anon. Ak'Anon itself is, of course, located in the Dragonscale Hills. You could also call them the Dragonscale Mountains. They are tall enough for that. And here we are approaching the peak of the Dragonscale Mountain. Ak'Anon itself is, of course, an underground city. There are, I think, 4 major underground cities in Norrath. 2 of them are on Faydwer. One is on Antonica, and the other one is going to be on Felwithe. And Ak'Anon itself, I've chosen to put in an extinct volcano. A very large extinct volcano. I need to paint the sides with obsidian a bit more. But I think I'm probably going to dig out that underground and probably put a glass roof on the entire thing. Something that looks more suitable for the gnomes. But if we go down here, we will find the docks area, which will lead us to Kunark in the next video. I'm very excited to show you Kunark. I think that's probably going to take 3 videos to do. I don't think I can get that one done in 2. But here we see beginning to come into view is the Mushroom Island. Now these islands have no identity in the game. They are on the map. They're painted as sort of 2 little islands, but I've chosen for the purposes of Minecraft to put them as the mushroom biome. And I found someone's mushrooms they built on Planet Minecraft. I think it was Ermilion built these. And I've chosen to use them in my map because, honestly, they're really good. I mean, they're too good not to use. But when I do use other people's work, there's going to be a building at spawn that's going to have all that information in it and tells you what other people have contributed to this map. While in general, most buildings are going to be my own, some things like these are just better than what I can do, so. And let me bring the sun back up. There we go, that's much better. We can now see the mushrooms and all their fungal detail. And there are 5 distinct mushroom islands out here. Of course, this is all covered with mycelium and all manner of different sorts of mushrooms. So if you want to find your mushrooms in Minecraft, this is where you're going to have to come to get them. And it's so nice, you might even want to build a base out here. But that concludes our tour of Faydwer. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. And next time, join me and we will travel to the ruins of Kunark, the Ixar continent.